Welcome back to The Lead, the national lead now. This morning, President Donald Trump, in front of leaders of the auto industry, said he's an environmentalist. This announcement came just a few minutes before he signed executive orders reviving two pipelines opposed by the environmental community, the Keystone Pipeline and the Dakota Access, which drew thousands of protesters and celebrity activists last year during the Obama administration. Today, CNN is learning more about President Trump's plans to undo President Obama's environmental regulations and actions. CNN's Renee Marsh has been working on that reporting for us. And Renee, some major changes in store.
Yeah, absolutely. All eyes are on the Trump administration as well as the agency in charge of protecting our air and water. President Trump has political teams in place at the EPA, and within his first week of his presidency, we are beginning to see the agency start to shift. Since Trump has taken office, he's frozen regulations as he has promised, and CNN has also learned he ordered EPA grants to be frozen as well.
Days into his presidency, Donald Trump is sending chills down the spines of environmentalists and some EPA employees. He's put a freeze on regulations, and CNN has learned Trump also ordered a freeze on some EPA grants and contracts to states.
This is exactly what we were concerned about in the beginning. It's a war on the EPA.
But a Trump transition source tells CNN the freeze will not impact all EPA grants. We're told the $4.1 billion the agency gives to states to implement clean water and clean air regulations will not be touched, but other discretionary grants will be frozen for review.
The states, their budgets have been cut so much that I don't think that many of these safety programs will continue without federal funding.
But Marlo Lewis with the libertarian think tank Competitive Enterprise Institute welcomes the approach.
It's a good idea for a new administration that is thinking about a new direction for the EPA to want to take a pause, a timeout, and just look at all of these things first before spending the taxpayers' money.
Word about the agency freezing grants comes as details of an EPA action plan was leaked to the media. The plan, considered a wish list, calls for more than $800 million in cuts to state grants, climate, and environmental programs. The action plan targets regulations that limit carbon emissions from power plants and greenhouse gases from automobiles, just as scientists declared the warmest year on record.
We're reducing unnecessary regulations, and we want regulations, but we want real regulations that mean something. I am, to a large extent, an environmentalist. I believe in it, but it's out of control.
The Trump transition source tells CNN the guidance has since been revised, but it is possible elements of the original plan will still be implemented. But nothing will be decided until the Senate confirms who will lead the EPA.
Well, the Senate is considering Scott Pruitt to lead the EPA, an agency he has sued at least a dozen times as Oklahoma's Attorney General, a state where oil and natural gas is big business. We do know, Jake, that Democrats are very resistant to this pick simply because of his track record of suing the agency he would now lead. They also believe that he would be more on the side of industry than protecting the environment. He still hasn't been confirmed.
And they're also in the minority.
That's right. So, you know, it all doesn't matter, right? He'll get through.
Not that it doesn't matter, but that he'll probably be confirmed.
Right.
Renee Marsh, thank you so much. How much damage is President Trump doing to his ability to govern with his own belief, based on nothing, that millions of people voted illegally? That story next.